Hello, Stephen King here. The first story, the first episode of how I created the life that I love waking up to and left the 9 to 5 world. Now, I worked jobs like anyone and everybody else, and it was in my early 30s that it was time for me to create the life that fit my strengths better. I would work jobs, would do very well on them, but I'd always get bored after a while. And I would always be wondering, how come I'm the only one feeling bored and stale here? I'm doing well, making good money, but why am I bored? And whenever I would see someone that was self-employed, I would always be intrigued. I would always wonder what it was like. Didn't matter if it was a big business, medium-sized business, small business, or one person with a push mower and a pickup truck. What was that like to not have a boss, supervisor, to govern all of your own affairs, personal, private, professional, career? Like, what was that like? To go and not have someone giving you your directives every day. I don't know why, but I always was intrigued by that. And to me, it looked liberated and it looked like freedom. So I used to work a job, and this was the first job that I worked where I was not around a supervisor or a manager. It was for marking the underground utilities in the ground, in the city, in the county, suburbs, wherever. When people dig, they first have to know if there are gas lines, power lines, water lines, etc. I used to be the person that would come out and mark those lines and show people where they were, whether they're big companies, corporations, or single homeowner. We went in the morning and got our assignments and left, and didn't see anybody until the next day when we went to get our assignments again. And so that was really liberating because I was moving around, and that's the kind of life I like. I like to move around and not sit in one place all day. So it was a good fit, and I stayed there for a while. But they actually moved me to a night job. And this was a $33 million project where they were rebuilding the utility infrastructure of a certain part of the city. It was at night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And when they asked me, I was a little nervous and scared because I usually sleep at night. Am I going to be able to adjust to this? And also, they got all these companies out here. Well, what if I get out there and get it wrong? What if somebody doesn't like me? So eventually, I went out there, got adjusted, acclimated to the night shift, night work, sleeping during the day. And actually, it was great because it was like my dream come true partially, because I didn't see my coworkers, my supervisors, or any managers for weeks and months at a time, because I was at night and everybody else was working in the daytime. I was doing great working with these companies. I was handling all of my obligations professionally and satisfactorily. It was great. It was heaven, actually. It was just the fit, because I feel like I don't need someone telling me or looking over me or watching over me all day. And so it's a great fit, as it may be for some of you champions out there. And so I loved it, but that night project could not last forever. And so they needed me back in the daytime. And I didn't want to go back to the daytime. I wanted to stay at night. I wanted to stay up there working because I was free and liberated. When I went back to the day shift, I was miserable. It felt stale. It was bothersome. I was annoyed. And I needed to create something that felt good, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to do that, but I wanted to feel something different. I was in my early 30s. I was in a job that I definitely didn't see myself staying out all of my life. And I wanted out, but I did not know what to do. A friend of mine who used to work with us reached out to me. He had left the company before I did. He tried a few things, but he landed in fitness and entrepreneurship, personal training. And he told me, Steve, you need to quit that job and you need to get a personal trainer certification and work with people because you care about people. And I was thinking, how does caring about people, what does that have to do with exercise and fitness? And he says, well, you care about people so you'll be able to help them. But I said, how does caring about people, what does that have to do with exercise and fitness? And he says, well, Steve, there are a lot of people out there that would love to get fit, would love to get healthy, would love to get capable physically and like maintain that. And you would be able to help them because you care about them. And I said, well, I don't even know how to do that myself. Like, what does caring about people have to do with the six-pack abs, the buns of steel, and the big guns and all that? And he says, no, Steve, it's not about that, man. That's what you see on the commercials and the advertisements and the classes, these people who are perfect looking. But most people, when you work with clients, they don't look like that and they don't want that. They just want to be physically able. And I'm thinking, okay. He says he wants me to quit my job, get a personal trainer certification. And he says, Steve, you gotta create your own opportunities and build your own economy. And I'm thinking, man, that sounds incredible. But I don't think I'm the guy you need. I don't think I'm the right guy, right? He says, no, you gotta do it, Steve, because you care about people. I had a friend named Rose. She was like 30 years older than me. She worked at a community college. She was the program coordinator. I used to go and visit her, and I used to sing my songs and chat with her. And one day she said, Steve, I have this personal trainer course coming up. You should take it. I'm thinking, why? First is Corey, then is Rose. Like, why are you people messing with me with this fitness stuff? Like, I don't know anything about fitness. I was in the army, we did push-ups and sit-ups and we ran, but I don't know much. She says, well, Steve, I said, why should I take it? She says, because you'll be good at it. I said, why would I be good at it? She says, you will be good at it. I said, how would I be good at it? She said, because you'll be good at it. And I said, okay, let me take the personal trainer course because I'll be good at it. Oh man. I took the course. Physiology, anatomy, some other stuff on it, not easy. Half of the people didn't pass. It was a challenge, but I succeeded. I was proud of myself. But then I'm like, now what? I got this certification, but I don't know how to work with people. I don't even know how to get people to work with me, or how do I even get people to know about me? And if I get somebody, Will I know what to do? Whew. So I got the certification, but now I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do from there. So I started to volunteer with like a couple of family members and a few friends. I remember one time working with my sister, and don't get me wrong, it was so boring and so lame. My sister said, Steve, I'm sorry, but this is just not doing it for me. I can't do this, okay? I didn't get my feelings hurt because I knew I didn't know what I was doing. And I had a friend one time that I was showing some stuff to, but I didn't know what I was doing. Ah, shucks. Well, look, that's just the way it is. When we go out and do things that are out of our comfort zone, that we don't have any experience with, you're going to feel out of place. But you keep doing it until you get a little better and a little better and a little better. Then you get some experience. You get a little bit of experience, then you get confidence, you get courage. That's the way this thing works called life. You keep doing a little bit here and a little bit there, and then you feel good about your abilities. Okay, thank you for listening to the first story, and I'll see you soon.